The Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure you get through this experience in one piece. You got the very best guy.
Roberts.
And the greatest driver.
Sage.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Roberts.
owes me $5. I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
Thanks, Jimmy. We got some safety rules to go over. First, rule number 1. If you need guest assistance, if you have a medical emergency, if you drop something of value off the side of the tram, or if you have any sound or video issues, reach up and grab the red emergency cord that runs along the center of the ceiling of the tram. We'll stop the tram. I'll get back to assist you as soon as it's safe to do so. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please remain seated, keeping your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. That's rule 2. The studio is private property, so if you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the cord and remain seated. And please, no smoking of any kind during the tour. That's rule number 3. Rule number 4, be prepared. Our tour today features loud noises, fire effects, sudden tram movements, and many water effects. You'll want to have your cell phones and cameras out for great photo opportunities. And keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. Finally, for your safety and for the safety of those around you, again, please do not use selfie sticks while you're on board. Universal got started back in 1912 when our founder, visionary Carl Laemmle, bought his movie company West and opened Universal Pictures. And on March 15th, 1915, Mr. Laemmle invited the public to visit the studio. And just like that, the world-famous studio tour was born. Back in those days, here's the way that it worked. You paid 25 cents to get onto the lot here, and you could watch us making silent movies. You could sit in bleachers or stand on observation platforms adjacent to these sets. This way, the actors, they had an audience to play to. The audience was, they could cheer, clap, do the villain. We were just making silent movies. The noise didn't matter. But then, in the late 1920s, with the addition of synchronized sound, we had to discontinue the practice of letting people watch the filming. But then, in the 1960s, we started offering the tour like you're on right now with our trams. That was in the late 1960s and early 60s under the leadership of, at the time, company chairman Lew Wasserman. And we named a building after Mr. Wasserman. Up ahead there on the right, that black tower, that's our Lew Wasserman building, used for some filming for Universal's 11th Oscar-winning Best Picture, Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer. It's now Sir Christopher Nolan, by the way. So King Charles II united him. So Sir Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer with Cillian Murphy and Gary Oldman. It's now streaming on Peacock. We're now heading on to our front lot, home to things like administrative offices, sound and editing facilities, a fledgling office campus, a Lew Wasserman building, and the majority of our 36 sound stages. Inside these buildings, we can create any environment that the story demands or that the script calls for. To the left, soundstage number 12, the largest one of the Universal lot, and it was in there that all the following sequences were shot. Stage 12 was big enough to hold sets such as Dracula's Castle, Frankenstein's Lab, the Visitor Center for Jurassic Park, downtown Whoville for the live-action How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and the Eden East Resort for Couples Retreat. Stage 11 here is being used now for Season 4 of Hacks with Gene Smart, the HBO Max series from Universal. Stages 10 and 9 are being used for Season 2 of Ted. So something is happening in Season 9. In the second season, there'll be some scene involving taking place in a forest. They place some kind of a forest inside the stage, hence the tree there on the platform. So that'll be in Season 2 of Ted on Peacock. Stages 8, 7, and 14 are used for another Peacock series. Bel Air. Here's two of the stars of that show, Jabari Banks and Ollie Sholaton.
You just grab the water when you can. So what is you put egg on the cheese? You put cheese on the eggs or on the cheese? It's not. Whoa, how many seats do you think are in there? No, it's got to be a lot. Man, we could probably fit the whole Bel Air cast and crew in there. No, we got to get one of these for the mansion. For sure. You're lucky for y'all. The Banks family mansion lives right here on the Universal lot. Right. Some of Bel Air's most pivotal scenes have been filmed right here. Jabari, what have been your most memorable moments? Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's so many to choose from. You know, I love the 4-year set where Will first enters, and at that moment, his life changes forever. What about you? Well, the Bel Air Academy gym set is here too, and I remember you having to sit in that cold ice bath for hours. Yeah, and that was very fun. I still can't feel my toes. No, but seriously, my favorite part of this lot is the talented crew who put it all together from hair, wardrobe, makeup, set design, props, and transportation. Transmo, yes. Yo, Transmo's the best. Then they got the sweetest rides for us to play with. Actually, speaking of, if we're gonna get a ride like this, we better go talk to Transpo now and let these people get back to their tour. Yeah, that sounds good. As long as I get to drive. Oh, not if I've got the keys. Oh, nothing wrong. Come on, man.
The seasons 1 and 2 of Bel Air are available now for streaming on Peacock. Season 2 is coming in the new year. And speaking of television and the 21st century medium of streaming, Universal, NBC, Universal, Peacock, etc. have also brought you many of your other favorite hit television shows and now streaming shows. On the right, stages 18 and 19 were used for A Man on the Inside with Ted Danson, a Universal series now on Netflix. And oh, look at this, The Minions, Illumination Entertainment Next Exit. Illumination is one of our sources of animated content, and they got their offices inside one of the bungalows on the left where you see Ted over there. Also on the left, more production bungalows. Among them is Mark Platt Productions, the producer of the Broadway musical Wicked. And Mark Platt Productions also now have Wicked the movie in theaters. Here with a special message is the director of the film, John M. Chu.
Hey, Studio Tour. You're seeing a lot of behind-the-scenes movie-making magic today, showing you up close how filmmakers, like me, bring our dreams to the big screen. After your tour, the magic of Wicked continues at Universal Studios Hollywood, where you can experience photo ops, props, and costumes from the film, and fun bites and drinks from Shiz and Emerald City. But first, here's a look at Wicked.
Come with me to meet the wizard. I've got a puzzle. This is your moment. I'm coming.
If you think that's something to see, wait to see this. You've gone. Wicked, rated PG.
And don't miss Wicked only in theaters, including our very own Universal Cinema on City Walk. And did you know that John M. Chu got his start on Hollywood here at Universal Studios? But it might not be the way you think. Many years ago, we had a show in the theme park called Screen Test Comedy Theater, where volunteers were selected from the audience to participate in a live production demonstration. Guests could even take home a video of their performance. Look closely at the scene in the cast of this old Western bank robbery. That's right, that little frightened security guard is 8-year-old John M. Chu. Who knows, maybe the next big Hollywood director is on board this tramp. Stage 25 to the left here, that's used for Lopez versus Lopez with George and Mayan Lopez that airs Fridays at NBC. The connected stage 26 is used for St. Denis Medical that airs Tuesdays at NBC. St. Denis Medical also films here on the Backlot, where we're headed right now, where we like to think that the world is just around the corner. Coming up on the right here are metropolitan sets in New York State. Note that these are, for the most part, what are called facades. Little more than false fronts and sides of buildings. We found that for filming purposes, that's very often all we need to build. Only what the camera can see. You can see these sets as different cities in multiple time periods. For the sci-fi time travel series Quantum Leap with Raymond Lee, which is now streaming on Peacock. Like, these sets appear as 1985 Philadelphia during Live Aid for the pilot episode of Quantum Leap. These sets also appear in the NBC reality series American Ninja Warrior. And to the right here, these facades are dressed to look like the receiving area for the fictitious St. Denis Regional Medical Center. That's the title location for St. Denis Medical. Tuesdays at NBC. And now take a look at where we're headed.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Or should I say, when we're headed. We're going to take a trip back to the future into Courthouse Square, Hill Valley in a number of time periods, and alternative time periods in the Back to the Future trilogy. We're going to hear now from Doc Brown himself, Christopher Lloyd, and from one of the writers and producers of the Back to the Future films, Bob Gale.
It was actually the back lot, the Courthouse Square, that inspired the entire climax to Back to the Future.
I had scenes up in the clock tower on that ledge. There was a ledge about that wide. And I was standing inside looking at the ledge, and I already had vertigo. I just thought there's no way in the world, no way I'm going to stand there. I was up there for quite a while. Of course, I had a cable.
Courthouse Square appears as in multiple versions of 1985 for the Back to the Future films. These sets also appear in some of the 1950s scenes, and they appear in Psycho 2 and To Kill a Mockingbird. They became part of Buffalo, New York for Bruce Almighty.
Let's go watch.
And Hill Valley in what was at the time the far-off distant year 2015 from 1989's Back to the Future Part 2. But now live from New York, or New York Street, and almost live. And on Wednesday morning, here's my co-host, Jimmy Fallon.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. What's got mugged over there? An old woman, tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here. Yeah, it's cool guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
New York is where the big 8 King Kong met his untimely end. Here's the director of Universal's 2005 retelling of the classic King Kong story, Academy Award winner Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up in adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you on the line. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
Folks, adventure awaits us. Please hold on to your personal belongings. Remain seated at all times. Keep your arms and legs inside. And now, welcome to Skull Island. Put these glasses on. Kong 360. Yeah, King Kong 360 3D. One of the world's largest and most intense 3D experiences. That epic battle was projected onto two of the world's largest digital 3D screens, standing over 40 feet tall and 180 feet long. You can hang on to the glasses, everyone. Just hang on to them. We'll be using them one more time during the tour. The whole experience was created by Peter Jackson and the Oscar-winning team at Weta Effects, formerly Weta Digital, the same crew who worked on the 2005 King Kong feature film. But really, they were not working alone. They had some assistance from other entities like our Universal creative team who figured out how to do things like enhance the experience with things like the dinosaur spit. Now I'm going to let some of the creators of the experience do the talking, or in some cases, the roaring.
With a project like the studio tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions, there's creatures coming at them, they're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side. Working on a movie, we always know what people are looking. They're looking straight ahead, they're looking at the shot that they're working on. Here you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions. Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts. Because it's one giant shot, this tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the cameras come up. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away.
We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting them to the audience because it's a hell of a ride.
Oh, we're now heading through London Square. On the left here, we see this Charles that appears in episodes of A Man on the Inside with Ted Danson on Netflix. And now it's time to get a look at our monster movie mural created by Tristan Eaton.
Thou shalt rise again.
Featuring creatures like the Frankenstein monster, played originally on film here by Boris Karloff. The Bride of Frankenstein, played by Elsa Lanchester. Bela Lugosi is Dracula. This is Dr. Frankenstein, played by Colin Clive. Yeah, Dr. Frankenstein, Colin Clive. He's the one that says, he says the line about... Alright, I mentioned earlier also that the majority of our sound stages are on the front lawn. The majority, but not all of them. To the left, some of our backlot stages, some of which are used for the reality series The Voice. We're heading into season 27. The coaches will be John Legend, Michael Bublé, Kelsey Ballerini, and Adam Levine. And one of the coaches from one of the previous seasons, several actually, is Reba McEntire, who sometimes can be found over here to the left inside stages 32 and 33, working on her scripted sitcom Happy's Place with Melissa Escobedo and Melissa Peterman. That airs Fridays at NBC. Yeah, the same night as Lopez versus Lopez. Also, getting back to monster movies, to the left here is Heart Lake, which once became home to the creature from the Black Lagoon in that 1954 sci-fi horror classic, The Creature from the Black Lagoon. Another film in that long legacy of classic horror films and monster movies, which stretches all the way back to Dracula in 1931 and leads us all the way up to the upcoming Dark Universe at Universal Epic Universe opening next year in Orlando. And coming up on the right here is Little Europe, where many of these monsters got their start, like the Wolfman, played by Lon Chaney Jr. These sets were also Belarus for the ABC series Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and The Afterlife on the NBC series The Good Place, with a man on the insides, Ted Danson as Michael, and Kristen Bell from another Netflix series, Nobody Wants This, as the late Eleanor Shellstrop.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I've never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
These Little Europe sets also appeared as medieval Paris for the 1923 silent classic The Hunchback of Notre Dame, starring Lon Chaney, the man of 1,000 faces as Quasimodo, and they also became Paris in kind of the 19th century for The Phantom of the Opera from 1925, another silent classic of Lon Chaney. And to the right here, The Court of Miracles, named for another Lon Chaney film, The Miracle Man. It was there that many of these monsters made their first appearances, or disappearances, in the case of the Invisible Man, played by Claude Rains, or Claude Rains' voice at least. To the left here is this house, custom built back around 2012 for the reality series The Home and Family Show, which aired on the Hallmark Channel. That is, it aired on Hallmark when they were not airing other content like, say, their holiday movies. It's an example of a practical set with a complete interior and exterior. It also has appeared in scripted shows like episodes of Bel Air on Peacock. In fact, it'll be appearing in the upcoming season 3 of Bel Air. So while you have Lon Chaney here making his silent monster movies like Hunchback and Phantom, you had like Western stars like Tom Mix and Hoot Gibson making Western silent movies in their genre, in the genre of the Western. Coming up on the right here is a place they might have helped to make some of the movies. What remains of Denver Street? It looks like there's a barn, a saloon, and maybe a general store, or maybe a spirit Halloween store. Now that we're going to head back east, off to the New England town of Amity Island. Yes, Amity, the town that was terrorized by that 25-foot-long great white shark who the locals nicknamed Jaws. Do not worry, though. The shark has finally been caught. Mayor Ron wants you to know the beaches are perfectly safe. He wanted me to remind you that Amity means friendship and that is sick vandalism. We got our Amity police divers in the water right now. One of whom is my personal friend, Officer George. So here's Amity, and I'm hearing some ominous music, and there's a fin of the water. Wait, a fin of the water? He's coming this way. No, he's headed towards the police divers. We gotta warn them. Hey, George, it's Robert. You gotta get back on the boat before the... Oh, no, we're too late. The shark has got him. Oh, what do we do about that? Help, police! Oh, wait, you are the police. You were the police. Everybody, please remain seated at all times as we make our way across the dock. It turns out our boys have caught the wrong shark. The real Jaws is still out there somewhere. Our only hope will be if he takes the bait attached to the yellow buoy in the harbor. He's taking the bait. He's taking the pier. Oh, on the right, look out! And that's Jaws, you've seen for years here on the studio tour. These Amity Island sets also became the town of Cabot Cove for the long-running television series Murder, She Wrote, with Angela Lansbury as the daring author detective Jessica Fletcher. Our tour is now approximately at the halfway mark, so I just want to remind everybody to stay seated during the entire tour. The studio is private property. If you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the red cord to get my attention, and I will be back to assist you. But do remain seated on the tram. I told you earlier that the world is just around the corner on the Backlot, and now we're going to head south of the border into Old Mexico, which is adjacent to Amity. Old Mexico, which appears as contemporary police in the Season 1 Quantum Leap episode Fellow Travelers. Also, I understand that there's a flash flood warning effect for Old Mexico. So everyone, please remain seated. Keep your arms and legs inside, and hang on to loose articles as well. Uh-oh, the storm. Everybody grab your thunder buddy. Oh, the gods have been angered with all the celebration. You get some thunder, lightning, and... Oh, now we got some rain. Well, actually, this isn't too bad. I think we can handle this. Does anybody happen to hear a low rumbling sound off in the distance? Oh, on the left, yep, it's a flash flood heading straight for this ram. Take cover. Yes, folks, I was playing the trick on you back there. The rain is coming from a set of sprinklers above the tram. The flooding is the result of thousands of gallons of recycled water coming from tanks on the top of the hill and in the building, so it's like we can manipulate the weather here. Hey, take that, Madam Horrible. And here's the flooding effect of the big fat liar.
We'll see about that.
Big Fat Liar with Frankie Muniz, Amanda Bynes, and Paul Giamatti. We're now crossing a border into 6 Points, a western filming area which appears as the Old West town of Salvation in the year 1879, in the Quantum Leap episode Salvation or Bust, and the Season 1 season finale Judgment Day. Also recently a showdown took place here.
This town ain't big enough for the both of us, Jimmy Fallon.
Well, I ain't going anywhere. Jimmy Fallon.
Now look here. Nice folks in this tram don't want no trouble. They just want to check out 6 Points, one of the oldest sets on the Universal lot.
I hear this is where John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart shot a few of their westerns.
That's right. That's where I aim to shoot you.
Looks like we got ourselves a Mexican standoff. Lucky shot.
Now what say you mount up and get out of town while the getting's good?
All right. Well, I'll see you again, Fallon.
Or you can count on it, Fallon. Now get.
This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
We're heading down John Wayne Road. We're going to make a right onto James Stewart Avenue and another right onto Steven Spielberg Drive. Steven Spielberg, the director of Jaws, also had a hand in bringing the shark to the studio tour. He's going to tell us about it right now.
The Jaws ride was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a creative circle of tremendous designers at Universal that were trying to figure out how to replicate what the movie had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were sitting in the tram. And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on the Universal lot. There have been tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially what the designers and myself all envisioned and created. I'm done bashing the shark. Thank you, Jaws, for everything you've done for me. But I will say, consistently, the shark did work much better on the tour than it did in the Atlantic Ocean in 1974.
Coming up on the right here, another example of a practical set with a complete interior and exterior. This is the Chicken Ranch, and it's appeared in the movie musical Shout with John Travolta in an episode of the original Quantum Leap with Scott Bakula and Beethoven's Fifth with the big St. Bernard and Dave Thomas of SCTV and Strange Brew.
Jail.
Coming up next on the left here is Colonial Street, which you might remember that was Wisteria Lane on ABC's Desperate Housewives. It also appears in the Ted series as a suburban neighborhood outside of Boston. So we're filming 10 episodes here. We'll bring up things like little newspaper vending boxes, delivery boxes rather, that say the Boston Globe. We're going to see the house where young John Bennett, next Burkholder, lives with his best friend Ted. It's coming up on the right. It is this light blue house here. On the screens, as you can see, that's the house, but on the screens, look closely, there are tombstones in front of the house. This is the Halloween episode of Ted.
Let the festivities begin.
How many we got?
Well, let's see. We got 20 cartons.
Fantastic.
Do you think we're getting too old for this?
Oh, come on, Johnny, we're doing a public service here. If a kid leaves the house in a less than stellar Halloween costume, he's got to get the bad news before he makes a fool of himself all over town. We're Samaritans.
We're also passing an area where Beyonce broke the internet in a commercial for a cell phone service provider that aired earlier this year during the big game. This is also Wisteria Lane from ABC's Desperate Housewives.
If there is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate, it's a good neighbor.
These sets also appear in music videos such as It's a Beautiful Day by Michael Bublé and All Star by Smash Mouth. And it was a beautiful day in the neighborhood when Mr. Rogers himself, Academy Award winner Tom Hanks, lived here in the 1989 film The Burbs. So here's The Burbs. Also, Yellow Jackets' Christina Ricci was here filming part of the Casper movie. Nelly and Kelly Rowland shot Nelly's Dilemma music video here. Kelly Rowland, Beyonce's bandmate from Destiny's Child. We know about the Desperate Housewives. Also, Tom Hulse and Stephen Furst shot a scene from Animal House around some of these sets. Coming up on the left, look for replicas of the Lion Estate signs for the Back to the Future films. One of the executive producers of those films, Steven Spielberg, like John M. Chu, also had a chance to visit Universal Studios when he was younger. What Stephen did that was kind of unorthodox, maybe a little sneaky.
My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid on a tour bus. Remember, in those days, there weren't trams, there were buses called the Gray Line Tour Bus. And I was so excited and thrilled to be on the lot. It was my first time ever on a movie studio lot. And during a bathroom break, I hid in the bathroom, and when everybody left to get back on the bus, I waited another 15 minutes until I'm sure the bus left, and then I had the entire lot to myself that day. And in those days, movie lots were so crowded because all movies were made on film lots. Today they're made all over the world, on locations, but most of it was focused in those days, in the 60s, on the film lots. So nobody noticed me when I was going around from soundstage to soundstage, and I really felt, in my own young way, I owned the lot and had the most amazing day of my life.
We are approximately 15 minutes from the end of the tour, and we'll be returning to the theme park shortly. Remember to pull the emergency cord if you need assistance and remain seated at all times. On the left here, a restored glamour tram from the early days of the studio tour, and some examples of what are called picture cars. Picture car is an industry term meaning any vehicle on the set that's going to be seen by the camera, like on the right there. That Fry's Electronics van from Jordan Peele's Nope. On the left here, get some Fast and Furious street racers. A picture car could also include the Ford Fairlane that was being driven by Marion Crane, played by Janet Leigh. Here's Marion's final destination, also our next point of interest on the tour, the Bates Motel and Psycho House from Alfred Hitchcock's classic thriller, 1960s Psycho. And there's the Ford Fairlane. And this is the motel that features, what have you got, Roman?
Oh, we have 12 vacancies. 12 cabins, 12 vacancies.
And here's Vera Miles heading up to the house. Oh, on the left there is our scale replica of the iconic Hollywood sign, built in conjunction with the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. We have a little gift wrap for you there. And now, coming up, one of the most impressive movie sets ever created, the spectacular crash site from the Paramount DreamWorks production of Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds.
The airplane crash set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around the vision of Steven.
We just again sit down to talk about war. I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in the city everything? Because it's just something you don't see. We're doing good.
Listen, close your eyes, okay? Stand close.
A few minutes ago, we saw that Nope, the Fry's Electronics van. Now we're going to be visiting the Jupiter's Claim sets used in the film in the production of Nope. Here's the director. It's Academy Award winner Jordan Peele.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Jukes Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Share. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Right. A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy, gold rush frontier town, lies a It is smack dab in the center of the beautiful hot. Welcome to the world of no.
Okay, we're gonna do. We're gonna get out. That's what we're gonna do before we get absorbed, sucked up by jean jackets. Well, it turns out we saw those back, the Fast and Furious cars. We're going to be dropped into the middle of some Fast and Furious action ourselves. Somebody on the tram is a witness for the Federal Protection Program. We're being pursued by the international criminal mastermind Owen Shaw. We're going to hide out here in Sullivan Truck Repair, a known street racer party hangout. Folks, please remain seated. Keep your arms and legs inside. Hang on to loose articles. Do not put the glasses on yet, but have them ready. We'll use it later as protective eyewear. Not yet, though. On the left, this car here with the tow truck with the teeth. It belongs to Roman Pierce. He wants us to think of it as a Mona Lisa on wheels. And ahead of us, it does sound like there's a party going on somewhere.
His name is Roman Pierce. Buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you Shaw for a while. We brought you in our secret spot.
Alright, look guys, we're gonna keep Shaw from finding you, but to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here, so put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone will give us away.
I need y'all to take this real serious.
Okay, on to the next bay and meet you in there.
And there was Lenny Ortiz with Roman Pierce. I can't believe this. I can't believe that Roman has invited us to join his party. And for the party, you don't need the glasses. In fact, I'll be able to see the party without the glasses. So I'm going to take one of those. So Rose, you want to go to a real party? Oh, look at this. It's like the Ozfest ballroom. They're assembling for a speedy rave. They'll be expecting me. I'll see you all in a minute. What is this party's over? We just got here. No, you can't make them run off like that. Oh, no, you can't. Oh, yes, you can, because FBI.
This is what we're doing. This is the race day after party. And where the other? Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move. Neil, that's right, party's over. You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not. You're under arrest right now. Ladies, just back up a little bit. Got it. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you. Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for? We don't work for nobody. How much you just clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety. Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun. Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Hobbs, escort this novice out.
Someone can get me.
Let's go, Cookie Puss. That ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate.
Shaw traced us. Hobbs can't hold him forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle.
It's about to get real interesting.
Okay, Dom, we're moving on right now.
Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door.
Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
At this time, everybody put on those protective glasses. Put the glasses on now, and remember, no cameras or cell phones. We don't want Shaw to know where we are. What did Roman just say? My Mona Lisa's warming up next door. What's next door? A parking structure. It's not sounding good out there. Everyone, please remain seated. Keep your arms and legs inside. Hang on to loose articles.
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now or you all get fried!
This is our turn. Okay,
to survive the most outrageous chase of all time with that Fast and Furious or what? Give it up for Supercharged. You can take off your protective glasses now.
Overjob, everyone. Return to Willis and resume
Now, my Mona Lisa got messed up a little bit, but it's all good. We got through it. Y'all held us down. Appreciate it.
They said the bigger the family, the stronger it is. You guys did good out there. And you're welcome to join our crew anytime.
With that behind us, or in the rear view mirror, so to speak, we're near the end of the tour. And we've come a long way since we had those Pearl and they invited the folks on the lot there. We're now part of Universal Destinations and Experiences, comprised of 7 parks, entertaining millions of guests every year in the upcoming Universal Epic Universe, opening next year in Orlando. Also, to our past members, thank you for being with us today. If you're not a past member and you want to be one, head to the Universal box office to see how you can upgrade to an annual pass so you can come back again and again. Make sure you've downloaded the Universal Studios Hollywood app. That's where you'll find useful information like our operating hours. We're open until 10 p.m. Mobile food ordering, wait times, mobile food ordering, and more. Plan to come back this April to celebrate the best of sci-fi, fantasy, gaming, and anime at the all-new Universal Fan Fest nights. Experience your favorite franchises every night, all in one place. To find out more, visit UniversalStudiosHollywood.com. And now, Cindy Lou Who. Cindy Lou Who.
Hello, friends. This is Cindy Lou Who, and I want you to help me find the Grinch. He could be here. He could be there. That Grinchy old Grinch could be hiding anywhere. Perhaps he's in the Universal Plaza by the holiday tree, counting the presents 1, 2, 3. He could be in a corner. He could be in a nook. Or maybe the Jurassic Cove is where you should look. He'll be at one of those 2 places waiting for you. So happy holidays from me, Cindy Lou Who.
Now another message from Cindy Lou.
Hello, friends. Come meet me, Cindy Lou Who, and hear my favorite story, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, in English and Spanish. Showtime's available on the Universal app. Happy Grinchmas!
Oh, to purchase the NBC, any of the NBC Universal movies and TV shows you've seen on the tour, visit www.ubhe.com or ask at any of our retail stores. Yes, Cindy Lou's story time will be happening at 11, 12, 1:30, and 2:30, and at 1:30 she'll be doing it in Espanol, in Spanish. We got also Universal Fan Fest nights, something new we're doing next year. They'll be starting in April 2025. I talked about the Universal Epic Universe opening next year. I mentioned that we're now comprised of 7 parks. So here's the 7 parks. First of all, we got Universal Studios Hollywood, that's number 1. We got 3 parks in Florida now. Universal Studios, Universal Orlando, that's the first one. Universal Islands of Adventure, the Volcano Bay Water Park. We got 3 more parks, all located in Asia. We got Universal in Osaka, Japan, and Universal in Singapore, and our newest park thus far, Universal in Beijing. And our 8th park, Universal Epic Universe, so it's going to be opening next year. Bringing the grand total to 8. Now a musical wrap-up with our co-host, Jimmy Fallon.
Well, I can't believe it. We've made it to the end of our tour, you guys. How about
Roberts
and
Sage?
Weren't they the best?
Hey, before we go, I'd like to sing a little song I made up. I was just 5 years old. It's called Tram Passport.
Hold on for one moment, Jimmy. All right, again, I'm Robert, your driver's been Sage. On behalf of Sage, myself, and everybody else here at Universal Studios Hollywood, NBC Universal, we hope that you enjoyed this exclusive behind-the-scenes experience. And as we say in Hollywood, that's a wrap. Now, the tram to the left of us, I don't think they're going to move forward, so we're going to open the gates, you're going to step off, make a left, and go behind the other tram. Please do not cross in front or between the... Never mind, they're moving. So once the gates have opened, you can step off, watch your step, return the 3D glasses into the marked and labeled bins. Bye, folks. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy New Year in about a week or so, yeah.